Welcome to the video on absolute value inequalities. In this short video, I will discuss special cases of absolute value inequalities where the absolute value inside of the inequality is either greater than a negative number, less than a negative number, less than 0, or less than or equal to 0. To solve inequalities that look like one of these four, you really have to remember the meaning of the absolute value. Absolute value is the distance of whatever is inside of the absolute value away from 0. So we know that absolute value should never be negative. Keeping that in mind, if an inequality suggests that the absolute value is less than negative, it will have no solution because the absolute value can never be negative. If an inequality suggests that the absolute value is less than 0, which is essentially negative, it will also have no solution. If an inequality suggests that the absolute value is greater than negative, the solution will be any real number or from negative infinity to infinity. Finally, if the inequality suggests that the absolute value is less than or equal to 0, there will only be one solution. And to find that solution, you take whatever is inside the bars and make it equal to 0. Well, let's look at a few examples. So let's say I have absolute value of 7x plus 2 that is less than or equal to 0. Less than or equal to 0 is this fourth option. And to solve this inequality, I will have to take whatever is inside the bars and make it equal to 0. So I'll do just that. I have 7x plus 2, make it equal to 0. To solve for x, I will first subtract the 2. So 7x is equal to negative 2. And then I divide both sides by 7. So my x is negative 2 over 7, and that's it. So let's look at the next example. I have absolute value of x minus 3, and it's less than negative 5. Less than a negative number, that's the second option, less than a negative, and it's just no solution. Well, finally, let's say I have absolute value of x minus 8 that is greater than or equal to negative 8. So we have a greater than negative, and that is this option right here. Greater than negative gives us the solution that's all real numbers or from negative infinity to infinity.